Welcome back, guys. Today is the rest day of the European Chess Championship, but still I wanted to record a video just to talk about a couple of things, like give you an update on how things are going here at the championship. And yeah, I want to start off saying that the rest day has been long overdue. After round 6, yeah, this tournament is just very, very exhausting. So I think all of the players are happy that now we got one day off. And still there are 5 more rounds to be played, since in the European Championship there are 11 rounds. But I think in the last few years there have been some championships as well where there was no rest day at all. So this is definitely a nice thing to have with such a long and such an exhausting tournament as well. Yeah, tomorrow I'm playing against Ivan Šarić, which is not gonna be an easy pairing, especially considering I have the black pieces. I played him actually in the Croatian Team Championship a couple of weeks ago, where I held a draw. I also had the black pieces there. I think I'm gonna link that video, also made a recap there. And I also played him before that, I think in 2019, in a round robin tournament where I also had the black pieces and also managed to secure a draw. So yeah, I don't have such a bad score against him, 2 games, 2 draws. So I'm trying to hang on with that score, but yeah, we'll see. Today, during the rest day, I had some time in the morning. I did a bit of preparation, but not that much yet. I just decided on what to play and started to analyze a couple of things. Also, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that here we have Borki Prodigies, who was also there at the Olympiad. He's like the Austrian coach for these tournaments. One thing to explain, we actually have 2 coaches in Austria. There's like the national coach for like regular trainings is our Austrian #1 Markus Ragger, but we have like a special coach for these tournaments, which is Borki Prodigies, simply because if Markus decides to play these tournaments, or I mean the Olympiad is quite a good example because Markus played there as well, so he cannot be player and coach at the same time. So that's what we have Borki for. And he is a very experienced coach, of course, player as well. His peak was around 2650, but in the last few years he went more into coaching. And I've been working with him since 2018, I think. So he's been with the Austrian Federation for quite some time now, and he's here for the Austrian team basically, which is Valentin Dragnev, myself, and 2 other players, Konstantin Paira, international master, who is around my age. And Lukas Dotzo also, who is probably one of the most uprising Austrian players. He's now, I think, 14 years old and has already crossed 2400 for quite some time. Has been collecting norms left and right. So it's only a matter of time until he reaches the international master title and most likely also the grandmaster title as well. And yeah, that's of course always a nice thing to see in your country if there are young players who are trying to catch up with you and who are trying to make it to the national team. Not only because it's a motivation for myself to at least prolong the time until I'm caught up with the youngsters, but also just to see that they are working hard. So I don't know, it makes sense also for the more experienced players to improve the level, so just to make their life harder when it comes to catching up with us. But yeah, it's a really nice development to see. I always love it when there's interest in chess, especially in my country. And we do have a couple of talents, with Lukas Dotzer being one of them. And yeah, so Borki is helping the 4 of us. And he also helped me today, which is always great. Usually how it works, just to briefly explain it, when I was younger, Borki, or in general coaches, helped me to decide on what to play usually, because I was inexperienced, I was younger, and had a hard time deciding what even to play, which opening to play. But over the years I kind of figured it out, and nowadays it's more like I'm already coming to Borki with a certain question, like a certain position which I'm struggling with, and then over the course of a couple of hours he's analyzing that position for me, and then he will just send me a file where he explains the depths of the position, some things I should be careful about, So this is a lot of work with the engine that goes into it. Borky is very good with that as well. And it's just so that the players don't have to work much for ourselves, which is tough during such a tournament anyway. We need to take care about so many things, about so many openings. So if there's something new, which we haven't actually checked yet, then it's very, very helpful if we have a coach there, more like a second actually, that takes care of these things for us. I was also a second myself for quite some time, so I know how tough the life of a second can be as well. Like it only looks like you're just working with the computer and not doing much, but Borky is working super hard as well. So yeah, coaches shouldn't be underestimated. Talking about coaches, there was one interesting thing here as well. I saw Mamedyarov today, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, in the I think it was during lunch. And I heard rumors, I mean, I don't think there are rumors anymore, that Mamedyarov is working for, it's one of the Turkish youngsters. I think it's not Edis Gürel. Edis Gürel is working with Dragan Sholak, who is also here, Turkish Grandmaster, but Yagis Khan is the other one, and he's being, I mean, his second is Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, which I was very surprised to see. I mean, not that much surprised, but I mean, it was, yeah. I just didn't expect it to see such a 2800 player, a former 2800 player and super grandmaster still, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov, to be here at the European Championship. I mean, if he would be playing, he would be favorite of the tournament, but he's here helping him. And yeah, so we do have a lot of youngsters coming up. That's another thing I want to say. Many young players in this field, many surprising players, especially from Turkey. I saw that Turkey sent many young kids here, and they've all been, I mean, at least from what I've seen, there are many that performed really well. There's one Turkish player, Kugo Attila, who was also playing in the Croatian team championship. He's been performing like crazy. I think in the first round he beat, he didn't beat, he drew against Jordan van Foreest. And I don't know, the last, he also beat the Slovenian Grandmaster. And the last 2 or 3 rounds, he also beat Grandmaster. So there are many, many kids to watch out for nowadays. That's just how it is. But yeah, apart from chess, just a bit about my routine. Today we had the rest day. I went for my walk again with my friend Valentin Dragnev. We went to the city a bit. There's a nice, like a nice place where you have a view on the whole city, and also, of course, on the horizon of the ocean. So that was pretty nice. And we were just walking there. I also tried to do this trick with where you throw the stone in the water, and then the stone should touch the water a couple of times, which didn't work out so well, but I tried my best there. And yeah, other than that, it was a chill day. I also did record 2 videos for since my ChessBase course got released, which I most likely will also publish today. Just some promotion there. Really happy to see that the course is finally out, since it was kind of like a baby of mine, because the whole opening was such a big part of my repertoire the last couple of years, and I just really enjoyed to have the chance to share some of the lines I played there. So yeah, this is another thing. Since I saw some questions in the comments also about my daily routine. Here I am also not doing that much preparation, I would say, just to have a lot of energy for the games, since the tournament is just so long. I see many players who are preparing a couple of hours before the game, which of course it's very individual. Like, many people can do that if they have enough energy, but for me personally, I feel like it's better to save that energy, because otherwise, I mean, for me personally, at least, if I would prepare many hours before every game, then around the end of the tournament, I would probably just physically collapse, just to say it quite honestly, because it's just so tiring. So what I usually do is I don't even always check my opponent in the evening, but usually for a little bit, and then in the morning after breakfast, so around 11, the serious preparation starts. But even then, I check my opponent for like 20 minutes, see what's likely, and then repeat files for like 1 hour, maximum 2 hours, just to have the energy. Apart from that, I'm watching a Netflix series right now called Dexter, so I've been enjoying that very much. And since I saw one question in the comments about books, I haven't really had the, I wouldn't say time, but rather the motivation to read a lot here. But I did bring two books, which I read a bit on the journey here. First one is Bernhard Schlink. If you can see it there. Bernhard Schlink, it's a German one. My favorite author, German author. And yeah, this is one of his, I think it was his latest book. So I've been enjoying that very much. And yeah, the other one I brought with me is Yuval Noah Harari. Maybe some of you guys know that one, Homo Deus. I also have one more recent book by him, but I still need to finish that one. Another one of my favorite authors, one of the most famous historians. But yeah, that's another thing. That history is one of my biggest hobbies. But apart from that, the food I'm coping really well with. There are many people that are complaining because it's repeating itself very often, which of course is the case, because it's a menu. I actually recorded a video before, so I'll just blend it in now. It's a menu usually with a lot of like homemade Balkan meat dishes, which is fine for me. There are usually like 4 or 5 meat dishes, and then a lot of side dishes like pasta, usually some couscous, vegetables, things like this. And there's also like a salad bar, so, and soup also. And what I didn't record was the dessert, and also they have always some fruit, some freshly cut up fruit. So for me personally, it's completely fine. I can understand people that say it's very repetitive, but yeah, I was just raised that way, that as long as there's food on the table, I'm happy. And yeah, so that's how it is. I think I said everything that I wanted to say, and yeah, otherwise next recap will come tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be back with good news after my game against Ivan Šarić. And yeah, other than that, let me know, guys, if you want to see any more behind the scenes of the tournament, any things you would like me to address. And other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the upcoming rounds. Take care, guys.